There's something very peculiar happening inside of the Rookery dungeon that has Wowhead, this entire Discord server, and everyone in the community completely stumped. Now, this is one of those nostalgic mysteries where everybody is building maps, diagrams, testing theories, going through different dungeons all around the old world, searching high and low for anything that could have any semblance to help us solve this mystery. Now, once you down the first boss, down here below will spawn some feathers. Now I'm using Eyes of the Beast so you can get a look at this area before we actually kill the boss. There's nothing special and there's no feathers spawned down here. You'll also notice that down here, none of the storm drakes or any of the storm rooks rather have spawned in. Once we've downed Curios, instead of going down into the pit, if we go backwards and walk out here, we'll notice something strange happen in the distance. Out to the left will have spawned Aradan. Now, this bird is considered tameable by hunters, but cannot be targeted and is friendly as you see. Now, how do we get this bird? That is the question at hand. Well, the leading theory is that all of the Rookery void captured storm rooks down here are actually a giant puzzle. So if we jump down here, we can see that each of these rooks are on a platform. There are lit up platforms with none. And then we also have, as you can see right down there on the bottom, a completely dark platform. So this is what the maps and diagrams that I showed you were made of. And as of right now, nobody has been able to solve this puzzle. If we go all the way down to the very bottom, we believe we have found what is the final piece of the puzzle. So let me get down here. Now at the very bottom, there will be a chained Stormrook Stormling, or a baby Stormrook. So we believe that once you clear in the perfect pattern, you will be able to clear the baby and something will happen. Now, like I said, there have been hundreds of people spending multitude of hours trying different patterns. Right now, nobody knows what it is. All we know is that some of these nests or roosts are dark, some are light, some are empty, some have birds, and all the ones that do are facing different directions. Now, on top of all the different directions they are facing, they have between 0, 1, and 2 feathers on their roof. Now, the puzzle is my angle. It's the one that I'm most invested in. I love puzzles in WoW, and I know they do things like this all of the time. The Lucid Nightmare mount was a fun one and kind of makes me feel like that just a little bit. But things that people have tried on Wowhead include soloing the dungeon on normal, releasing all the chain Stormrooks and the chain Stormling, using the buff Stormrook's Favor to kill a trash mob near Aradan, killing every hostile mob in the dungeon except for any Stormrook that you're forced to kill Curios, of course, killing every hostile mob in the dungeon except for the Stormrooks, killing every hostile mob in general, doing every emote while targeting and while around Aradan, using the charged Stormrook Plume trinket dropped by Curios, soloing the dungeon on Heroic up to Aradan spawning, drinking the Cinder Brew mead and getting completely drunk near Aradan, and a ton more things. The Wowhead page is just full of people doing different things. It's just insane. Now, one theory brought up by this Wowhead member is that Aradan's title is the Mourning Stormrook. So it's either mourning the death of Curios, or what happens in the dungeon, possibly the death of its rider, which is where this theory goes. So in the Isle of Dorn, or on the Isle of Dorn, on Morning Rise specifically, you can find one of the Morning Rise epitaphs on one of the graves, which talks about a storm rider named Bagdir, and it's the only epitaph which actually speaks directly about a storm rider and somewhat references their missing Stormrook. So you can read that she loved Cinder Brew and gems, and it's possibly that Grifta in Dornogal sells a gem that leads us on somewhat of a mini quest to find, I don't know, maybe the Void Scarred Hammer. So the puzzle is just one theory. I definitely think it is a puzzle, even if it's just a puzzle to get a Stormling pet. It may just be that, but that puzzle has not been solved yet, and nobody currently knows how to get this. Blizzard did confirm that this is a tameable pet, but the Blue Post said that it was not tameable in the conventional manner. And a dev in the WoW Secrets Discord actually did post a screenshot of Aradan in their stable just to prove that it is possible. So it's possible right now, which means it's not like a mythic plus 10 thing that we need to do to get the hammer and then come back to the Rookery. It's obtainable right now. So if you have any other theories, let me know down in the comments, and as soon as this is solved, I will have the how-to video on getting Aradan.